Hi, everyone. My name is Rachel Minnich, and I believe this is take 12. My last recording was 20 minutes long, and I don't think I would want to watch a video that is 20 minutes long. I don't think my students would want to watch a video that is 20 minutes long, so I am going to try to make this a little shorter. So, a little bit about me. I am married, I have 3 children. A dog, 5 chickens, 3 turtles, and my job, family, and health consume most of my free time. The graduate program that I am in would be online instruction in assessment, curriculum, and teaching. And this is actually my second class towards my master's degree. I currently work at Octorara Area High School as an art and design teacher, and I have been there for 29 years. Passions and hobbies would be to create anything or to be outside, such as doing yard work, walking, boating, hanging out with my dog. That's what I'm liking. Okay, slide number 2. Um, Moskowitz discusses the importance of prior experience with online learning as being critical for online teachers. What are your prior experiences as an online learner and as an online teacher? So, I read a whole bunch of stuff. Looked great. Here's how I summed it up. My prior experiences as an online learner would be all fully online. I have done Adobe workshops, and this has allowed me to learn from experts that would not otherwise be available. I need to keep up with industry standards. Adobe is constantly updating their software, and I need to learn that. I need to change my lessons, and I need to pass that on to my students. Also, I am doing these online Millersville grad classes, which I totally appreciate. This is my second class towards graduate studies, and it's allowing me flexibility in my schedule and with my health. And then I'm not sure about this next one, online compliance training that I have to do through school and also YouTube. Now, I learn it online, but it's without a teacher. The online compliance training does have multiple choice questions, and I need to score a certain point. So I'm interested in some feedback from some of you. Would this be considered an experience as an online learner? And then my prior experiences as an online teacher, um, fully online and blended hybrid. So during COVID, we started out fully online with our students. We posted an assignment, we asked them to complete it. We kind of switched things around eventually, and our schedule changed to where we saw students one day a week. We taught them for a little bit, they left. We met with another group on another day, did the same thing with them, and then still required online assignments. So we met with them a little bit in class, a little bit outside. And then currently, I'm doing web enhanced. So I currently teach art and design face to face, but I supplement my instruction with online reading, videos, interactive learning games, and links through our learning management system, which is Schoology. Slide number 3. In addition to prior experience, Moskowitz also lists several other skills that are critical for online successful teaching. If you were to do an online skills self audit, which ones do you feel you've already developed? Which ones still need some development? So there was a lot of really good information in this reading. And I took a lot of notes, and this is how I sum things up. I went with dedication and motivation. I mentioned that Moskowitz mentions that there's a considerable amount of time that goes into this online teaching, and my teaching schedule is crazy, and it starts to me to prep at least 3 weeks before school starts. Working alone and at crazy hours would not be new to me. Flexibility. Being a veteran teacher, I understand that flexibility is key every day. And those of you that are veteran teachers know that there's a problem all the time. A copy machine goes down, a fire alarm goes off, you lose power. There's a problem with your computers. Um, a kid gets sick. Something happens. Who knows? Maybe there's something from the principal, or there's well, you all know, if you're veterans, that you need to be flexible. Also, the majority of my students have IEPs requiring adjustments to a lesson. I'm great at troubleshooting technology issues that come up. However, the one thing I'm going to have problems with is going to be frequent emails. Organization. Now, my current job requires routines, pre planning, and structure. Uh, Okay, so I teach overlapping classes, and sometimes there's at least four classes at a time in my room. I teach them all, and this happens several times a day. So I'm taking 15 different courses and squishing them into 5 class periods. It's like Little House on the Prairie on steroids. Lots of stuff going on. Um, I need to keep a schedule, and I use a lot of calendars and some great classroom management. Passion. I have taught in the same school district for 29 years. My retirement plan is online teaching. I think that teaching is a great mental workout. It keeps my mind active, and I love the energy of my students. And finally, patience. Those of you with children, I'm sure, have learned a great deal of patience. Because of my children, I now see struggles that I might not have understood before. I do my best to be empathetic, but sometimes it's tough. Um, if I have a student that does not ask for help, will ghost my emails, does not submit work, there's no way I can pass that student. And this would actually make me feel like a failure as their teacher. Slide number 4. The National Standards for Quality Online Teaching lists several qualities that are needed to be an effective online teacher. How are they similar or different from face to face teaching? Which ones would be the hardest for your work as an online teacher, and why? So, I have created kind of an infographic here. I grabbed the little icons from the actual reading itself. Um, and I added some summarized text to each of the categories. If you see one asterisk or blue color, that is the similarity. If you see two asterisks or an orange color, that is how it is different. And if you see three asterisks or a red color, that's something that's going to be hard for me. So let me just run through these as quick as I can. The first standard would be professional responsibilities. So I see that qualifications, communication, reflection, troubleshooting, and compliance are all similar. Um, Different, not only teaching content, but also how to function as an online learner. Hardest for me, some of the digital accessibility laws. The second one, digital pedagogy. Similar, support student learning, still learning the same content. Different, learning and communication is digital. C, community building. Similar, we build a family through communication and projects. Different, many find speaking easier than typing, making it harder to build these relationships. D, learner engagement. Similar would be subject, material, learn. Both require motivation and good student teacher relationships. Student learns from timely feedback. Different, works at a pace that works for that student. Hard for me would be students may not check their email and may fail to get feedback for improvement on a project. E, digital citizenship. Similar, academic integrity must be taught and modeled. And there's a way to tell if a student cheats, especially in my graphic design or fine art classes. Um, Different. In the classroom, student progress can be observed. Digitally, someone else could do the work. Let me explain what I do to monitor students not cheating. I require them to work on a project. They need to come up with inspiration. They need to get approval by me, and then they start the project. They need, as they go, they need to take screenshots of all the layers that go into a project. So every time you add something, it creates a new layer. Those of you that are doing these PowerPoints, I'm sure, are working with a lot of layers. In Adobe, there's a little palette that has every single one. They need to screenshot it, save it, and it goes in an essay at the end. If they are at home, yes, they could still do screenshots, but who's making it? Is it the student? Is it a parent? Is it a friend? You don't know. Diverse instruction, similar, must meet needs of all learners, uses data for accommodations. Different, it's easier to tell if a student is stuck when face to face. I'm going to find this difficult because without body language, I might miss student struggles. Next up, G, assessment and measurement. Similar, rubrics help students with multiple and varied assessments. Different, easier to correct mistakes when first noticed, not at the end of a project. So even though a student takes a picture and uploads it, it's really easier to see every 5 minutes as I walk around. Oh, make this change, make that change. Not an hour after the project, not 2 hours after the project. There's more immediate feedback. It's going to be hard for me to grade physical projects from a bad photo. During COVID, I have found that students would take something, make it, and then photograph it in their room with all their clutter, dimly lit lights, and maybe purple accent lighting. So that's going to change how it looks. Um, Even if I gave instruction on how to properly take photos, which I do, the cameras on their Chromebook or on their laptop might be poor. And then the final standard is considered optional. It's called instructional design. Similar would be technology is incorporated in both using content students can relate to. Being different, the computer is the classroom, and that comes with different challenges. Slide 5. In the last reading, she discusses the challenges with online teaching. Which of these do you feel will be hardest for you to navigate as an online teacher? Excuse me. Although there were a few items that she discussed that got my attention, I believe that having to teach lessons created by someone other than myself might be my biggest challenge. And that's how I feel right now. I've always developed my own lessons and my own curriculum. I never really thought about having to teach any other way. However, I am quite flexible and I know my content area, so it might not be as difficult as I am envisioning. A strong second would be time commitment. And let me explain this. I might have some issues with typed communication and processing of student questions, creating extra hours online. I overthink my responses and I process things slowly. I'll type something, I'll fix it, I'll type something else, I'll completely change it, and it takes up so much time. So I am looking forward to finding out what the rest of you have come up with. And I am looking forward to reading your responses to my presentation. Thank you.